What does it mean to have victory of the soul over circumstance? It means the world may press against you, but it does not automatically possess you. It means life can disappoint you, delay you, wound you, confuse you, exhaust you, and still not have the final authority over what you become. The circumstance is the outer event. The soul's response is the inner test. And that distinction matters because most people confuse the two. They believe the event itself is the whole story. But philosophy says no, the event is only the beginning. What happens inside the person after the event is where the deeper truth is revealed. Anyone can speak of peace when life is easy. Anyone can claim wisdom when nothing is testing them. Anyone can feel strong when the conditions are favorable. But the real measure of the soul begins when life refuses to cooperate, when the door does not open, when the plan breaks, when the person you trusted disappoints you, when the future becomes uncertain, when the world does not give you the response you thought you deserved. That is where the question becomes serious. Will this circumstance merely happen to me, or will it rule me? And that is the entire difference. This is not denial. This is not pretending hardship is good. This is not telling people to smile through pain or call suffering a blessing before they have even processed it. It is much sharper than that. It is the recognition that the human being has a faculty higher than reaction. You can be hurt without becoming cruel. You can be delayed without becoming defeated. You can be criticized without losing your center. You can fail without deciding that failure is your identity. You can suffer without handing your dignity over to the suffering. That is the victory. Not always controlling the condition, but refusing to be inwardly conquered by it. Circumstance reveals the structure of the person. Pressure shows what is centered and what is borrowed. Comfort can hide weakness for years, but difficulty exposes what the soul has actually built. And if the soul is undisciplined, every outer condition becomes a master. Praise inflates it, criticism breaks it, loss empties it, desire drags it, fear commands it. But when the soul is trained, when it has learned to pause, observe, and choose, circumstance becomes something different. It becomes a field of refinement. The storm may still come, but the person no longer becomes only the storm. The wound may still hurt, but the person no longer turns the wound into an identity. The obstacle may still stand there, but the person no longer reduces their entire life to the obstacle. That is the philosophical victory. To preserve inward order under pressure, to keep the thread of the inner life intact, and to understand that while life may shape your path, it does not have to deform your spirit. And this is where the teaching widens into the broader stream, because the victory of the soul over circumstance is one of the hidden foundations beneath philosophy, religion, ethics, and initiation itself. The Stoic does not say the world will be gentle. He says the mind must learn what can be governed and what must be endured. The Buddhist does not say life will stop changing. He says suffering deepens when we cling to what was never fixed. The Christian mystic does not say the cross disappears. He says the soul must carry it without letting pain destroy love. The Hermeticist does not call the lower nature evil. He says it must be ordered, because fear, appetite, pride, resentment, and impulse become tyrants when they are not placed under higher law. And the alchemist uses the furnace as the symbol of pressure itself, because the crude parts of the personality are not refined in comfort, but through heat, patience, containment, and transformation. That is the deeper revelation. Circumstance is not only something that happens to man, it becomes the material through which man discovers whether he is ruled by the world or rooted in something deeper than the world. The obstacle is not always removed, because sometimes the obstacle is the mirror. It reveals where peace depended on control, where identity depended on success, where love was mixed with possession, and where faith was only confidence in favorable outcomes. This is why the ancient teachers returned to discipline, contemplation, prayer, silence, and self-knowledge, not as decoration, but as training for the moment when life becomes uncertain. The true initiate is not the one who memorized symbols, but the one who can stand under pressure without betraying the highest part of himself. That is the broader stream. All real wisdom teaches the human being how to pass through change without becoming spiritually shapeless.